Hey, glad you're here. I just did a video over strawberries and I decided there's still daylight left. Let's not waste it. I need to get these onions out of their trays and into the garden beds. Okay, we got a tray here. All these cells are connected, so I'm just going to lift up, squeeze the bottom, and try not to break the cell, but dig them out like that, and then we'll break them apart. It's easier to do this when these are moist, which they are. I just gave them some water. We've got a couple broken roots, sadly. Okay. Okay, now you see you have the roots here. You can see how it's kind of white here. This is where the bulb's going to be. So we're going to plant as much of this as we can. That's why I made these holes like finger deep. I'm going to stick it in, shove the roots in there, and fill in the hole like that. All right, so you can see the dark part of the bed. That's all the onions I've planted so far, and I'm like not even a third done with the onions yet, which means this entire bed would have to be for onions. And that, I did not have that in my plan. I did not think that I was going to have that many onions. I did a little bit to go, let's see if I'm putting in the right spot, in that space if need be next to the garlic. So I have a little bit of space over there too. But my point is I need to find a new home for some of my onion starts. So I have a patient that I go to monthly, and he has a little garden in the backyard, and I'm giving him some of the strawberry plants. So if you saw that video, he's getting some strawberry plants from me tomorrow as a surprise. He hasn't out yet, so I think he'll be happy. And he's getting some onions from me too. So, got the table set up over here. Let me show you real quick. So these are just inserts into packaging from something we bought. I can't remember what. And I saw the shape and I was just like, ooh, I bet I could start seeds in that. So I kept all of them. And now they're coming in handy. So that's what they look like when they're empty. So it'll be good enough to transport in my car to him tomorrow. 1/2 red, 1/2 white. And we'll do that. So I'll just place the cells in here and kind of, you can't even see. Oh, there we go. So I'll just place some cells in here and just kind of pack them down and surround them with some dirt. And give those to him tomorrow so he can put in his garden. We got him, so that's exciting. Hey friends, it's a new day. We're gonna finish the onions. I got almost half the bed done with transplanting the onions, and we're gonna transplant the other half, the white onions, today. Ran out of time the other day, so it's a new day. We're gonna finish that up. And I wanna show you my apron. It's a roo apron, and like a kangaroo pouch. So there's this rope here on each side. Do it. Okay, so it's like that. I forgot my phone was in it. So it's like that, and then you hook it like that. On both sides, and it's called a roo apron because it's like you have a kangaroo pouch, because now I can put all kinds of stuff in here. So it's good for harvesting, but since I'm not harvesting anytime soon because it's spring, it's good for holding smaller things that I want to keep on me, especially if I don't have pockets. So like my phone that I just dropped out of it because I forgot. I can do some shovels, like a little hand shovel, fit in here, and hopefully it won't be in the way when bending over. So yeah, this is awesome, and I love it, and I love the color, so I just wanted to show that to you. I think it'll really come in handy. And so let's finish up the onions and see what else we're going to get done today. Maybe we'll transplant our brassicas as well. All right, so I'm allowing this much space for the rest of the onions. I didn't want this whole bed to be onions. I just didn't realize how far they would stretch when planting them. So I kind of blocked this off a little bit to where I know where I have to stop. So radishes, beets, and carrots are going to go in this small space here. Let's just get the onions done for now and think about the rest later. Okay, so I planted these, or I spaced these farther apart because these white onions are the Alyssa Craig onions, and they're supposed to get massive. So I want to give them plenty of space so that way they actually get massive this year, because they were pretty disappointing last year. stick them in there and push the soil around them. Oh, make sure all the roots are buried. There we go. So I have a coworker that I'm going to see tomorrow, and I'm going to give her some of the onions. That way I don't feel like I have to find a spot for all of these. So I didn't plant those last 2 rows there. I'll see how far I get, and then I can probably extend the space out for more carrots. Alright, so here's the 2 wooden beds that I've been talking about, here and here where we just were. See the garlic here? That middle section all the way over to like a foot away from the edge is for the rest of the onion. That way on the edge can be the bush beans. And I read or heard that it's not good to put your onions and garlic near your beans, but we're going to see how it goes this year. So I'm going to plant them all close together and we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll do it better. I'll do it differently next year. But yeah, that's the plan. So let's finish off this little section here with the last of the onions. I'll save a few for my friend so I can give it to her tomorrow when I see her at work. So my son and I are about to leave. The school's having a vaccination clinic, and he has to get his vaccinations in order to go into 6th grade. So like the Tdap and MMR, or I don't even know what they're called. Those kinds of things that we all get in order to go to public school. So I'm trying to get these planted real quick. Well, hey, I was all worried about having enough space, and it turns out it's going to be fine. Let me get some of the red ones now, because I got a little bit more red ones. We got the onions done. Thanks for watching. And oh no. Well, just kidding. I'm back. We went to the vaccine clinic for my son, and they're like, oh, he's not old enough. So put everything away and wiped the dirt off my forehead and rushed down there for no reason. So he has to get them before next school year, but not till after his birthday. So we're back. We still got daylight, so I wanted to, in addition to getting the onions done, I wanted to get the peas planted. Hey, Tater. So let's get that done. You're a dirty girl. You're a chocolate lab now instead of a black lab, rolling around in the dirt. All right, these are the trellises. They're 1, 2, 3, 4 poles high. They're probably like almost 5 feet tall. My peas last year got this tall, so they got taller than what I had, so I knew I needed to add one more to the top. So should be plenty tall enough. And I'm just going to plant these really close. These are the Sugar Daddy's, oh, there we go, Sugar Daddy snap peas, and they're so good. They're so sweet. I love them. do 5 minutes. That's going to give the onions a good watering as well as the peas that we just planted. See? Those wooden beds are going. Yeah. Give that about 5 minutes to get those watered in real good. All right, let's plant some peas in some different spots. Okay, that is all the peas we're doing. These 2 grow bags and the 5 foot by 1 foot in the raised bed. Well, peas and onions are done. How about we go ahead and transplant the brassicas? It's going to go in this bed right here. That's actually a kale from last year. It survived the winter and it's doing so good. There is so much kale coming out of that. Look at that. Good roots. So we have 3 here. I don't remember planting 3 in one cell, but I guess I did on accident. So let me see if I can separate them at all. I didn't notice there was 3. I thought there's 1 or 2 in each cell. You can plant 2 close together without separating them. I did it last year and they did really well. But 3, I don't know about that. I'm gonna put those back in there. All right, I played around with it. The larger stuff will go more in the center, where the hoops can like guarantee the netting will be up and off of them and out of the way. And the kale is going to get taller, so it's also in the center. And then the shorter things will be on the outside. I'm gonna put poles to attach the netting to on the corners, and then they'll just lay across these hoops. There'll be a lot of wasted space around all the 2 long edges because of how these hoops go down here. So I'm going to use some poles and try to get that netting to be higher. But just in case, I'm going to put the shorter stuff on the outside. So I'll put some spinach on the outside. This tatsoi does not get tall, so it's going to go on the outside. The purslane and claytonia will go on the outside. And then the lettuce will go on the outside too, whenever that's ready to come out. So now we just got to put these plugs in where I laid them. And we'll see how the spacing works out. Hopefully it's not too tight. I think that's all the plugs. And they got a decent amount of spacing. They don't need like a foot. The cauliflower and broccoli probably do, but I don't know because I didn't grow these ones last year. So these varieties are new to me. So I don't know how big the foliage and all that's going to get. So cool. Let's get the purslane and claytonia done on the outside here. I don't know how much spacing these need, so I'm just going to separate them out a little bit. And if some of them are still close together, then so be it. Done. We'll see how those work. I don't know. I know claytonia is a really cold tolerant, cold hardy plant, so I don't know how they're going to do in the heat. I thought it was going to still be colder than it is now at this time, but they'll be best as a fall crop, so we will try them again in the fall, and I'm sure they'll do much better at that point. And it looks like all the plugs are put in. Now we can direct sow some spinach on the other side and then find a home for the red acre cabbage that I had said before that the white butterfly spawn didn't seem to care for it. They left it alone completely last year. So we won't need to put it under this netting, or we're gonna see, but I don't think we're gonna need to. I hope not, because there's not quite enough room if I'm going to give everything proper spacing. So everything's kind of snug in here as it is. Well, I forgot to move the camera to show you the claytonia here. So we might cut that part out, but the claytonia are there. And they are cold tolerant. They prefer the cold, so they might not do well right now, because the spring's awfully warm, much warmer than I expected. So they'll do better in the fall, so we'll plant them in the fall again. But we're just going to see how they do this time. Bloomsdale spinach never works for me. I don't know why. It'll grow a little bit, and then it bolts right away. Every time. I should have planted it much sooner, and I didn't. So, okay, we'll just do right in here, and we'll see how these do. I'll try again in the fall until I run out of seed. It's crazy. This kale, I actually thought that they were all dead and mushy, so I snapped it off and was yanking it out, and I was like, holy crap, that's alive. And so I just stuck it from the wooden bed. I brought it over here and stuck it in, and I was like, well, if you're going to survive, then cool, but we'll see. And look at it. This is amazing. It did. I ripped it out, I snapped it off, and it's still going. All right, we got a little bit of open space here for the rest of the little things that we're going to put out later. And now we just got to get this watered in and do the red cabbage. All right, red acre cabbage is going to go right here in this corner. This is the extra space bed. These trellises will be cucumbers, but and then we'll have cilantro between them. But then all this space on this side is for designated extras, so it'll be totally fine to put the red acre cabbage. Got those little purple seedlings in there. So we've got 3 red acre cabbages. And yeah, so since we still have daylight left, I think we need to do even more. Let me see what I got. I think, chive and leeks. So we'll do both. Okay, I'm gonna show you something real neat. See those pouches? You just screw them on. So you can put them on your fence if it's wooden. You can put them on the side of your garden bed. The sun comes up in front of these, so they get a whole bunch of sun before like morning and afternoon. So they get a lot of sun for whatever might grow in them. I had herbs in them last year, and they did awesome. So we got those pouches, and those pouches along the wooden beds. And right here, get my finger in the right spot, is some chive that I'm going to go ahead and pull out. I'm going to give chive a permanent home, and I started more chive seeds that are ready to come out too, so I'm just going to put them all together. So we're going to grab that and move it. Well, these roots are deeper than I thought. All right, I'm going to have to just grab it. I think the roots grew into the material, so it's like I'm trying to get a cake out of a pan with a spatula. Ah, there we go. Yep, they did. Look at that. Those are some good roots on these chives. And a weed. Let's get that out. That's where we just pulled it, and we're moving its permanent home to this grow bag right here, which is close to the door, so I can access chives easily. That'll be nice. Well, a little deeper would be nicer, so I'll just add a little soil to the top here. I was going to recharge these containers anyways, so it doesn't make a difference if I take from it or not. I'm going to put these chives on the outside. I don't know if they expand over time. Why don't y'all let me know if they're going to fill in over the years, or if they just keep growing from where they started, basically. Let me know, or I could Google it. Either way. All right, so now we're going to head back over to the metal bed here where we put those purple cabbage, and we're going to put the leeks on the outside of the bed. All right, here we are. So they're just going to line up right along here. They get really, really tall and they flop over. So I'm going to have them along the edge and let them flop over the edge, and I can walk around them. But yeah, on the edge is really the only place that they're going to be good to go at because of how massive they get. So we got all that stuff done today, and I'm still going to do a little bit more, but I'm going to do it in a different video. I know this one's probably getting pretty long, so thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I am very grateful for you. And next video I'm going to do beets and carrots and radishes. But have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.